Hello everyone and welcome to today's readings. It is Sunday morning at the time of uploading these readings, and so we are asking for a message that you need to hear right now, something that is valuable or important for your guides to share with you. And we'll also have a look at the week ahead. How is this going to pan out? How is it going to move through the next 7 days? Welcome everyone, welcome back. If you are already a Moon Magic Super Soul, welcome to today's readings. I know some of you follow these readings every week. I am really humbled and honoured to read for you. And welcome back. I've already said welcome back. Welcome if you're new. If you are new, do consider joining us. Subscribe, share, like, obviously if it resonates with you. But do subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading as soon as I post them. These are readings I post every Sunday. It's your weekly check-in with Spirit. So let me show you the cards, the runes and the charms that we have for each of the piles. There are 3 piles to choose from. Sometimes you might be drawn to more than one. Go with whatever is feeling right for you. In a moment, I'll press the pause on the video for a short while for you. And I will also in a moment ask the universe as well. So if you're really not sure which of the piles is speaking to you, you can always ask the universe to choose a pile for you. And I will put that in a separate timestamp in the description below, along with the timestamps for the readings. And all the cards I'm using will be listed there as well. And I'll put them in a comment as well. So let's have a look at pile 1. So pile 1, you have Brown Bear Spirit. Take time out. So this is pile 1. And pile 1 is sitting with Gibo, which is the rune of partnership, sometimes a gift. Okay, and then you also have this beautiful charm of the little cat sitting in a moon. So that is for pile 1. Pile 2, you have Panther Spirit. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power. And this is sitting with a beautiful charm, and this is like a little squirrel sitting on a branch. And you also have a very interesting rune, actually, aligning with this card. This is Tewaz. It's the rune of the spiritual warrior. And I'll say a lot more about it in the readings. Obviously, I'll tell you about all of them, but there's something very powerful about this combination here with the Panther Spirit and Tewaz. It's very powerful indeed. Okay, pile 3, you have Butterfly. And this is Transformation is Beautiful. So this is for pile 3. And pile 3, you have the beautiful owl charm. Really lovely big owl. And also you have Perth. Perth is a rune of initiation. It's like a rite of passage. So as always, I will say, excuse me, gosh, I hope that didn't sound too graty for you, just as I was like sliding it across the table to pick it up. Just as always, I will talk a lot about not just the meanings of the runes and the charms, but also how everything kind of collaborates, the kind of messages that they are making together. So beautiful souls, now is the time to either sit with your intuition. I'll leave the video running for a few moments. If you need even more time, just press the pause button. Otherwise, I will then see you in the readings, but I'll move on and put in the next timestamp, the Ask the Universe time as well of the video, just to see which pile or piles the universe is suggesting that we look at today. Beautiful souls, I will see you in the readings in a moment. Welcome everyone. This is the part of the video where we are going to ask the universe to reveal a pile for you. This is the homepage of my website. You can always check in if you need some help to choose a pile for any reading, whether it's mine or someone else's here on YouTube. You can also find a reading as well. Today, the universe is recommending piles 1 and 3. Beautiful souls, I'll see you in the readings in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So, what is the message you need to know right now? Brown bear spirit, take time out. I'm looking at this beautiful little cat who's very, very, very chilled, sitting in the crescent moon. And Gibo, partnership, sometimes a gift. It's very interesting because I do feel that the energy coming here is with the crescent moon. It feels as though something will happen or get going, irrespective of whether you push for it to do so. What I feel is coming through is a bit like the bear going into their cave. You know, when they go into the cave, they're not just going into sleep to hibernate. It's like they enter the dream time. They're dreaming about what they're manifesting. And I am wondering whether there is something about going into the dream time, just pausing, reflecting, so that almost as if the universe can work for you. Let's get more information. What is the message my pile 1 need to receive today? And then we will check out the week ahead for you. We have, the big break. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. The big break, 1515 and 444, protection. This is amazing. An opportunity, help, extra cash or other support is coming your way, so keep going and have fun when performing your tasks. The most tremendous success comes from passion. All efforts will be rewarded, big time. Then also get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy forward into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances and resources, Gibo, partnership or a gift, to make things happen. Okay. I wonder if this is sort of letting you know that a lucky break, a big break is coming your way. And I think it will come in the form of maybe assistance from somebody or the resources you need in order to move something forwards. I sort of feel literally almost all you need to do is to remain on track. Keep going. But maybe being on track also means making sure you're in balance. Taking time out. I feel like taking time out could really be also about maintaining your focus through stillness breaks, through just relaxation, through trust, rather than physically trying to force something. It's interesting with protection as well. Justice, truth. Let's see. I wonder, what else are we being shown? The wasteland. Now that's an interesting card. Very interesting energy. You have the Grail Bearer. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. These are very powerful energies and very, very interesting because the Wasteland is an extremely powerful card. Because the Wasteland sort of literally almost describes the place where dreams go to die. It's a place where we become detached from that source of creativity, that source of connection. Whereas the Grail Bearer is like the opposite. It's being in that space where gifts, messengers can be given to you. Literally, you may be offered something. I need more information to really confirm the primary message you need to get. But to my mind, I feel what we are being shown is that a gift will be given to you. But I feel as though, now it's either coming out of a difficult situation or within a difficult situation, you'll be given a gift or from a difficult situation. But it could also literally be if you are really striving for something. Sometimes we can strive so hard that we lose sight of our own pathway somehow. I wonder if you are striving so hard that you could become disconnected from the pathway you're meant to be on, and therefore disconnected from that space of the dream time. Let's tune in and check in here. What else are we shown? May I ask for further confirmation, please, around pile one's initial message? I'm seeing this. This one came first, and this, and this. I'm hearing reconnecting with something, or reconnecting with yourself. You have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, storm, swept family. You have the Five of Pentacles and the World. Now, I don't generally read cards in reverse, but you do have the card of the Lovers, and I'm just noticing that this is the way it came out in contrast to the others. In this row, you have the Lovers. You have the Four of Swords, which is a card of meditation, of stillness, and then the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands, carrying... Look at this person, he's a rescuer. He is a rescuer. You have the Oak Guardian for the World card. There is actually a primary message to say to you that you are absolutely being protected, but it's more than that. I think it is something about your gift, your calling, your purpose. It's you, and something that you do is being protected. It would be like if you have an amazing idea that you're working on. You and your idea are being protected. It's sort of you and more than you are being protected. So that I'm getting through here. I feel as though you've had to take cover, like shelter from a storm. Now, it may be that the shelter from the storm has been to do with, I think, to do with some other stuff. So it's quite curious. I don't think it's that you aren't on track with something. I think you have had to deal with a distraction, or I say a distraction, but something else that dissipated your energy. You and your calling, your idea, your purpose, whatever this is for you, are being protected wholeheartedly. I think you've had to attend to some other stuff that has taken up time, but what's actually happening is I think that is over. And you are to be gifted something. Literally, we see her bringing something. Now, this could be a person. Could be the gift of energy, of time. Could be love. I think you're to be gifted. For some of you, it is time. You might be gifted some time. Do you know, I think has something taken your time, taken your headspace, taken your time up. I think you're being gifted. This isn't a really interesting thing to say, but this is what I feel. I think you are to be gifted the time that you need to be able to actually almost like get back on track. Now, I'm curious about the Ten of Wands. Perhaps you have been carrying more than your fair share of responsibility in some situations. More than your fair share, carrying more than your fair share of responsibilities. And as a consequence, you have, as a consequence, you have been carrying more than your fair share. How interesting. Do you know, this is just so curious. I found myself almost sort of slightly, just literally there in that moment, sort of slightly losing my focus, almost like drawn in one way with this card, in another way with this card. I think something is coming in to enable you to get back on track, or to support you, a gift to, something is completing here. I think you're to be freed from something that's taken up your airplay, your headspace. I'm going to draw some more cards. Just ask about this Ten of Wands energy. I'm so sorry if that, but you know, I think it's just perhaps just been life. Or maybe you have also been struggling to do something sort of all on your own. Feeling like, again, you're carrying the weight of everything. And a gift is to be offered to you where somebody comes forward to support you. Or the right time, the right money, the right energy, the right resources. You have the King of Wands, the sun god Ra. Wow. I wonder when this is coming in. You're to be, I do feel you are to be empowered and given energy. Do you know, for some of you, it's literally being given, as I said, being given time. And maybe you're being given time because something else is getting sorted, or you're being given time because you get resources which enable you to pay somebody to do some of the stuff you're currently doing. Maybe there are, or if you were doing a day job and you're trying to work on something which is being very protected, you're given the resources to leave the day job so that you can actually then give your full focus to the project, the idea. There's something that is not just you, but more than you, that you are creating and doing, to be able to give your full focus to it. You have the Judgment card. Wow. You have the Chariot. And you have Community, the Ten of Pentacles, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous card. Okay. I think with the Chariot, gosh, some of you may even be going on some kind of a journey. I am seeing time being given to you, resources being given to you. I think literally, I feel like something was holding you hostage. This is just fascinating. Now, I've got to voice what's coming through here, and this is a general reading, so it can reach many. But I feel a bit like you've been held. I almost feel like you were forced to take time away from something that you wanted to be working on. And that is being addressed. It's almost like karmically it's being addressed. It's almost as though something demanded your time, your attention. I literally do almost feel like for some of you, maybe there could even have been somebody who was like psychically really trying to slow you down. Somebody who was trying to cause not exactly cause you a problem, but yeah, I feel like for some of you, literally psychically, somebody may have actually been trying to slow you down, judging you, taking up your headspace. You're being freed from something here. You're being freed so that you can give your full time, focus and energy to the idea, the project, the part of your life that you are bringing forth. You were born for a higher calling. I think you're being given, let's call it the circumstances, to enable you to put your full energy into moving something forwards to fulfill your ambitions. Now, those ambitions will be unique to you, but I think somebody or something is coming forwards to enable you to move beyond this. If you have literally been feeling as though somebody was blocking you, then it may be that they will be removed or the block will be removed. And that might be the gift. For others, you'll just know the block's removed because gifts will arrive of the right people to support you, or the right energy, or the right resources, or the right finances. But I'm seeing you setting forth unencumbered. And you are really moving towards fruition with something. And that feels absolutely gorgeous. It really does. And this is what your message is all about. Let's draw tarot cards and ask about the week ahead for you. May I kindly ask about the week ahead for my pile ones? Saw these just literally leaping out. You have the Bruxa. Okay, I will check that out because that's unique to this deck. And you have the Tower. So we are seeing a radical, radical shift of energy. Actually, literally this week, something is changing. Something is turning. Now, the Bruxa energy, I've actually just realised I don't have the book that goes with this deck. I think the book is at home, but I can tell you a little bit about it, and it's because the energy is about shape shifting. She's quite a witchy kind of energy, actually, and there's different kind of folklore in different countries connected to the Bruxa, but I think it within this week, and this is the message. I think within this week, the circumstances that have been causing you either to be blocked or have your headspace taken up or your time or your energy, I think that they are to be shape shifted. And I think this will be confirmed in the shape of some kind of a gift or the arrival of support or circumstances that enable you to be able to begin to move something forwards. But this is a big shift with the Tower. And I do think, do you know, I almost feel like, so this is really genuinely only going to apply to some of you, not all. But I feel like it almost feels like a curse has been lifted. I mean, I'm very thoughtful about using that kind of language. But if you have literally been feeling weighted, burdened by something, it is as if something is lifted. If you've been feeling isolated, it is as if that sense of isolation is lifted. And I actually don't think you have to do anything to be able to actually to make this happen. I think this is happening. It is almost as if karmically this is the right, there's some sort of divine intervention. It's the lucky break, the big break. If you've been needing support, help, or whatever it might be, I feel this week it comes with the Tower. Something can really be rebuilt. Or continued with. Your last card. You have the Green Woman, wow, the Nine of Wands. Now the Nine of Wands is traditionally an energy where we overcome hurdles. But the Green Woman is a card of fertility. It may be for some of you as well that literally a woman steps in and helps you. But the energy around you is being literally shape shifted because you and your calling, purpose, idea, whatever that is, it's like the way is being cleared for you so that you can move this forwards to a place of fertility. It's like, I think a block is removed this week. And that is what we're seeing this week, in the energy this week for you as well, pile one. Wow. Do keep me posted in the comments. I mean, these are weekly readings, but they are also timeless. So if you're ever in need of an immediate message and you'd like to know what might be happening in the next 7 days, just use your intuition, tune in, either go to the website and press the little button that says find me a reading and pick me a pile, or just go to the homepage, scroll through the videos. You'll find there are so many readings there if you need an immediate message, and just see which one you're guided to. I actually tuned into one the other day quite randomly that was several years old, but it just had the message I needed in the moment. So do check those out if you're ever in need of support or a message or guidance in any given moment. Beautiful souls. I'm sending you all the love in the world. Let me know in the comments. I love to hear what's going on in your worlds. And this feels like this week brings a major turning point so that you can move forwards unencumbered, and it feels gorgeous. Beautiful souls, loads and loads of love. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. I'm incredibly curious about the kind of energy that's around these readings. I've just finished pile 1, but anyway, let us tune into your energy. There's something very powerful about the combination of the spiritual warrior and panther spirit. Reclaim your power. Now we have a squirrel who's sitting on a branch. Squirrels are often very, very busy. They preserve things for the winter. They hide their nuts, but they're very busy and they're very joyful as they go about their business. But there's something very strong about, I feel like you need, I don't know, but is it asking you to take something quite seriously? With the squirrel's stationary here. They're normally bouncing around, having a lot of fun, going about their business. But the Tewaz energy, the spiritual warrior, is very discerning and very decisive. And panther spirit is so powerful. Reclaim your power. Let's find out more. What is the immediate message? You have 2, 2, 2, 2 feminine forces. You can do everything by yourself, but life is to be shared. Partner up with the right spirit and you'll become a force. Honor commitments and people around. Don't judge, listen. Relationships, balance, prosperity, efficiency, patience, humility. Okay. 2, 2, 2, 2. And 2020, lots of 2 energy, compassion, mercy, diplomacy, potential service, recovery, adaptability, renewal. It is a confirmation that your assumptions and beliefs are correct, but it's also an encouragement to use your talents and gifts because they will benefit the world and your pockets. Be of service to others. Your potential is enormous. There really is the most curious energy around. I guess we are in a time of very big astrological change, but you know, whenever you've come to these readings, I'm guessing the timing is right for you to be in this kind of powerful energy. Reclaim your power. You have Kaliach, protector of the wild, and sovereignty, the power of the land. Oh my goodness me, this is... Okay, so there's a really powerful energy of like reclamation. Now, whether this is reclamation of your feminine power, you know, non-gender specific, your own feminine power, even your own capacity to maybe stand up and support the underdog, or to step up and support the earth. To find the right people to liaise with. Maybe this is about discernment, so if you have been hanging out with people who are not resonating with you, they're not part of your frequency, it could be important that you cut some cords to people who do not align with your resonant frequency. Do you know, I love the way that, I don't know if you can see this, but as these cards are sitting together, it is as though this mountain then blends into the hills. If you just put them there, they literally, it's like the horizon is aligning. Kaliak protects the wild animals. It was really interesting as well. She had boundaries, and hunters would come to talk to her. And for a hunt to go well, she would never allow greed. She would only ever allow, a hunt would go well. It wouldn't be that they took nothing, but they took what they needed. She was the protector. And she made sure that people didn't, kind of like, step over inappropriate boundaries. Is somebody, or has someone stepped over some boundaries? Have you stepped over your own boundaries? This is interesting. Very interesting. What is the message that my pile 2 need to hear? You have the blessing, 4 of Wands. Okay. You have the 2 of Wands. Seeing you set forth. I'm seeing this and this coming through. kindly ask, what is the message that my pile twos need to see right now? You have the Two of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. This is very interesting. This is all about your connections, your resonant frequency, and being. It is also about being in connection with others who are of the same resonant frequency, joining forces with the same resonant frequency. Reclaiming your power, realigning. Now, the Page of Swords, we have an idea. Look at the transformational, beautiful transformational sort of spring flower emerging through this skull. Mandrake spirit. Mandrake spirit, actually the root of mandrake looks like a man. And the skull of the old one. And this is about ideas, I think. I think you are going to be bringing, I think you have an idea. Actually, this is what I think maybe your cards are saying. You have an idea or a notion about something. And you're right. Your assumptions and your beliefs are correct. But you are not without power. Now, this is going to apply completely uniquely to your personal circumstances. And you have a notion, you have an idea, you're perceiving something, you're absolutely, whatever that is, this is, you're right about it. You are not powerless to do something. If there's something that you see that isn't right in the world, you can do something. For some of you, you may be leading by example. But there is something that you can do to move something forwards. You might have an idea which could be a solution, or it could help people to perceive something differently, or it could help people to live differently, or it could help people to understand their own energetic resonance and make decisions accordingly. I feel this is about, there's something about joining forces potentially, and being able, but being able to show people like how to do something that improves their life. How it could even be like helping people to make healthy decisions, helping people to be discerning, helping people to reclaim their power. It's almost as though for some of you, you could literally be leading by example. But this is really transformative, and it is about realigning. Interesting, you've got the card number 44, and we have all these twos. 2 and 2 makes 4. For some of you, it could be that you will be collaborating. You will be committing to something that you can do, that there's celebration around you. I feel like there is something that you have achieved that you can now share with others. You can take it forwards. You can, as I said, either lead by example or demonstrate how it can be done. It's like you've achieved something. You've brought in the harvest. I think you have achieved something. I think that is what we're being shown here. Like the squirrel, you've had to squirrel away, saving all those nuts, doing what they do so well. And I think you've done it you've done something in a really amazing way. And I think it's personal, and I think you've reached a point of celebration. And now it's time for you to reflect upon what you have achieved. I think some of you actually had to really stand your ground and be discerning in order to achieve what you achieved. But I think you've achieved it, whatever this is for you. And now You can do something, you can share something of your achievement so that others may do the same. And that is what we're being shown here. And that, I think, is your message. So it's like now, it's like, wow, I got here, I did this. Well, amazing. Now you can help other people to see that they too could do it, or they too could achieve something. So it's how do you now take this forwards? Because I think you can be transformational for others. Yeah, you literally were able to, you've achieved something, you've brought in the harvest, literally. So let's ask, this is your message, I think, most definitely. Absolutely, definitely, because it's not just that you've reached a point of achievement, it is that you can now do something with your experience, with your knowledge. You can share. So let us see. What about the week ahead? What can my pile twos do? I mean, congratulations for getting to where you've got to. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Oh my goodness me, look at this beautiful rose as she dances. You have the Tower. Okay. May we kindly have another card, and there it is. I believe there's two there actually. Yes, there are. Okay, you have the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Tower, you have the Three of Cups, and the Six of Swords. I think this week there may be an opportunity for you to celebrate with others, to share your breakthroughs with other people, to show them what you've achieved. I think there will be an opportunity, literally. It's a bit like there'll be some kind of a breakthrough moment, I think, this week, where, something, you yourself are at a turning point where you have reached a point of achievement and celebration, and that's amazing. And this is all about your messages. Well, hey, you could do something with this. You could share it with others. But this week, something happens that enables you maybe to connect with some people with the Three of Cups, maybe even or within a celebration. You could end up meeting somebody who and suddenly you can actually, your conversation, I think you might even have a conversation this week. Could be literally at some sort of celebration, but I think this week a conversation or a connection can happen where you realize that your experiences have had an incredibly positive influence or been inspirational to someone else. And in many ways, what it does is it shows you, or it guides you is a better way of saying, it guides you to realize how you can actually share your ideas, share your experiences, share your successes to guide others and step into a position of sovereignty, of leadership. It's like choosing to become a leader in your field of something that you literally have achieved yourself. But I think you'll discover a way of doing it through some connections, through the sharing of your celebration with others. It's almost in the celebration that you can suddenly think, God, I could do this with this. So there's like this kind of breakthrough moment. And it looks as though something occurs this week that gives you that moment of, this is how I could take that forward. This is what I could do with this. This is how I could help others. Or you have a conversation and it helps someone and you're like, wow, that was so easy. I could do more of this. And that is what I'm seeing as this unfolds, this circumstance, this situation unfolds this week. But seriously, congratulations, Pile 2, on being where you are. It is amazing, and how fantastic to achieve something and then be able to assist others in exactly this. Guiding the way, you become like a guiding star for others, and you really realize that you can do it. And most importantly, you realize how. Pile 2, this is your reading. I am sending you all the love in the world. It's like your direction finds you. Wow. Do share in the comments if you feel able to. And beautiful souls, do subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. Loads and loads and loads of love. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. There's a sparkly energy in your reading. Butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. I love this owl. It's such a big charm. It feels very visible as owls go. And with Perth, which is a rune of initiation, sometimes it's a very personal transformation or rebirth that comes through with Perth. Something deeply personal, but I'm seeing this little crown, like stepping into your own sovereignty. And there's all these butterflies. There's loads of small butterflies coming from the one big one. I feel like lots of little wins make a big win. There's something quite big and beautiful about the energy around you. What is the message that is coming through? The message you need to hear right now. You have 1010, it's up to you. Moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action. It's time to put those long-cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually, you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trusting in the process. I am hearing little steps make a big transformation. Little wins will eventually make a big one. I feel like we're getting loads of cards coming for you, but I'm going to go with it. You've got 2323, endless cycles, and 4444, blessing in disguise. Okay, how interesting. Now, this speaks about obstacles, but of being able to get through. And 2323 is talking about there's some truth you're resistant to accept over and over again until you're tired and restrained beyond, it says beyond depression. It takes a decision to live life for yourself. Okay. Everything here is about transformation. And I feel that there's something that is transforming. It does feel like quite a personal rite of passage for you. And I feel like it's transforming in little increments. But actually, overall, it's very, very, very big. That's what I feel is coming through here. You may be experiencing, you may have been experiencing some challenges, or may even feel like there's a challenge in front of you right now. But yes, you have Imran, where we have this beautiful little coracle. I think some of you are literally feeling a bit like you're out at sea. Now, we have Old Crane Woman, guardian of the threshold. But you are on a threshold of change. I suspect that your world is changing in quite a big way, the big butterfly. But what I think is happening is possibly that it's changing in more than one area of your life, is transforming at the same time, and that could be feeling a little bit overwhelming or a bit daunting, which I think pretty much every one of us would understand. You know, when life is changing, I think if one area of your world is in transition, well, it's like the other areas kind of support it. It's a bit like, let's say you're moving house, but you know, you're in a good relationship, you've got great family and friends, and work is good. So even though the house sale or the house process of moving might not be running well, the other things are supporting you because you've got that foundation around you. But if you're also going through relationship difficulties and you're struggling at work and you're moving house, it's kind of like, it's like, which bit do you stand on? And I feel like there's quite a lot of different things that they're not necessarily negative, but I think there's a lot of things going on all in one go. And I think that's where the energy seems to be. It's actually very sparkly and it's actually very magical. Every single thing that is transforming, it's like little things as well as big things, are all leading you in the right direction. But I think you may be feeling a bit out at sea, as if you're having to sort of just trust that, you know, that the world is guiding you. The currents will take you where you need to go. But I also understand that can feel really quite wobbly, and I get that completely. Let me tune in and ask for more guidance, draw your tarot cards to see what else is coming through regarding this, the message you're meant to hear right now. I'm seeing this one as well, and that one. In a moment we'll ask for more detail about the week as well. Now you have the High Priestess, you have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Lovers, you have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Magician, and you have the Eight of Wands. Okay. I do think there an awful lot is transforming in your world at the moment. And I think some of the changes are really, really joyous, and they are what you are wanting, and they're what you are manifesting. And others, I think, are more challenging. I get the impression that you are longing to feel like you can just, I don't know, get your head above water, or feel as though your feet are on solid ground. My beautiful souls, your reading and the message that is coming through is very clear. The changes that are happening with absolute divine purpose, with the High Priestess energy. This is absolutely what is needed and what is necessary for you to be able to manifest what you are looking for. It would be like if loads of changes are going on in your world, and I also feel like you're having to make a lot of choices. And it is quite difficult when you have to make a lot of choices and decisions all at once, especially if you feel like it's in all areas of your life. But everything here is sort of here to almost to assure you that every single thing that's happening, even an obstacle, is actually a blessing in disguise. Things are being manifested to bring you what is actually right for you and what you need. But I do think some of you are feeling a little bit, as I said, you just like to put your feet on solid ground for a change. And things are moving fast as well. That's what I'm seeing. So your message is one of genuine support and an acknowledgement that transformation is happening in many different areas of your life. But this is a rite of passage. You are growing exponentially. And so this is your this is literally your message is a validation. Whatever is going on, and also whatever is going on, you also have choices. I think the message here as well is saying to you, you may actually be feeling a bit like life is happening to you. There's also a reminder that whatever is happening, you also have choices. You are not without choices. Some of the choices might not be choices that you would have chosen, but nevertheless you still have choices. Okay, so that's what we're seeing here. Okay, let's see where we are with this. Let me see. Okay, may we kindly ask, let's ask about the week ahead, see if we're given any indication of what's unfolding this week. Because I think it's feeling as though you're in quite an endless cycle of transformation. You're possibly wondering, will it ever end? On the other hand, you are not without choices, as I said. And I think everything is absolutely happening. I just think you're in a period of massive accelerated growth. And I do think it's impacting on sort of every area of your world. So let's look at the energy this week. You have the Hermit card. You have the Eight of Swords. Okay. You have the Five of Cups. You have the Knight of Wands. Ooh, this is really quite decisive. Kind of quite decisive energy. So interesting energy with the Eight of Swords, because this is such a beautiful image for an Ace of Swords energy. Sometimes the Ace of Swords feels as though we can't see where we're going. I want to say if any of you have experienced a loss or a bereavement as part of the many changes, then my heart is with you, because it can feel as though you're really out at sea. And also when we lose somebody, we don't just lose that one person. Sometimes we lose, different pockets of life. Just a huge amount in your world is changing. Everything here is about transformation. I feel this week, as we look into the energy of your week, I think you will reach a point where you feel as though you can actually do something. Look at that jumping out. Love that energy. You have the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, my beautiful souls, I feel like this week you are probably already, I feel like you're dealing with a disappointment. I am really sorry but it's been reinforced here, but it does feel as though you've weathered the storm. That's kind of what I want to say. What I think will end this week is a feeling as though you're weathering a storm, but you can't do anything about it. I feel there will be opportunity this week for you to make a decision, to take an action. And I think that action is about acting in your own best interests here. Okay? It's almost as though, it's interesting with Perth, I sometimes think of Perth as being like a light at the end of a tunnel. And here we have somebody within a cave. And what we can see is all this fire energy through the window of the cave here. I feel like you've weathered a bit of a storm, or you feel like you're weathering a bit of a storm. Some of you, in all honesty, may have just been feeling, as I said, like you're out at sea and wanting to sort of almost retreat. But I suspect this week, it's almost as though you reach a point where you possibly, some of you will have to make a decision, but many of you will feel empowered to do so. So whereas something will have been feeling like you just want to take some time out, just sort of recover, recoup, recharge, I think this is the week when you begin to, it's almost like you begin to recognize that whatever is going on, you are not powerless, and that you can actually, almost as though you can engage with the process of transformation, like being an active participant in the process of transformation, rather than feeling like kind of change is happening whether you like it or not. It feels like you can become an active participant in those changes. Maybe somebody or something opens your eyes to something with that owl. It's very visible. May we kindly ask, do my pile threes, what is it that creates this sense of empowerment? Maybe somebody comes along and shows you something, or you just see something. You have the Queen of Swords, the Morrigan. Now, she is a very decisive, determined, kind of a bit of a fighter, if I'm honest. She's got a bit of a fighter in her energy. So, you know, she's quite determined kind of, there's a lot of determination. You have the card of Strength. I think this week there is an opportunity to, or I say an opportunity, it's like there's a shift in the energy and you move from feeling almost like quite passive in a circumstance to being much more proactive. I think you're not prepared to take, if something has been feeling literally as though stuff has been going on, I think this week you might take some quite decisive actions about something. Even if you've been hesitant or just feeling like you haven't quite got the energy to do it, I think this is a week when you step up and start to take charge. And way to go. Good on you, my beautiful pile threes. Because you are not powerless. You know, we have no power over what other people say or do, but we can decide what we do in response to it. And I feel there is some sort of circumstance from which some of you could even have been recovering, where just so much has gone on, so many things all at once. But this is the week when I feel you start to sort of like, get your passion back, or make a decision, or do you know, I'm not putting up with this, or I'm changing that, or I'm going to put something in motion here. Take some small steps, reclaiming your sovereignty. And we have this one showing as well. You have the Tower. Yeah, I feel as though it's interesting that the Tower has come out in every single one of these readings, which really shows the potency of the current week. Whenever you come to this reading, that's the potency of the energy around you. I think what we are seeing here, beautiful souls, is a very big shift this week in which you kind of, it's a bit like that lovely serenity prayer where you really do recognize you don't have control over everything. The universe always has the upper hand, but you can become an active participant in working with the universe. I think you're on a threshold of very significant changes. And as I said, I feel some of you, for whatever those reasons are, have really felt quite worn down. But this is a week where you step up and start to take charge of things. You start to make decisions, make choices so you are an active participant in creating the changes that are happening anyway. The changes are there. Whatever's going on, you're becoming an active participant now in moving forwards. So you are beginning to shape or shapeshift what you want to create within this space of huge transformational change, as opposed to feeling like you're sitting there sort of at the mercy of change and transformation. And that's the kind of energy and messages that I'm seeing in your reading and that I'm seeing this week. Wow, it feels as though you're going through so much. Some of which I think you are longing for. At other times, it probably just feels a bit overwhelming. So my pile threes, I am sending you the hugest, biggest hug in the world. Loads and loads and loads of love. And I look forward to seeing you for another reading really soon. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never, ever miss a reading here.